Welcome back, everyone, to the Complete Pineleaf. Today I need to write the bounds, but right now I've got an orc that is asking to be killed. I think I am much more effective a fighter on foot. I don't care what the game says. I am just much more effective. And in fact, yeah, much more effective on foot. What this game needs, now I know they don't allow wardens to carry halberds and the like, but anti-cavalry weapons would be great. Halberds make nice anti-cavalry weapons. I would think is that a slight modification to a spear, because a lot of pole arms are basically modified spears anyway, is put a little hook on one and I could just use it in order to try to dismount foes? Yes, I think Warren should get some anti-cavalry maneuvers, and maybe other classes might have some sneaky ways of doing it too. Hello there, I've been asked for you to evacuate.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Rivalthaward intends to leave us unprotected if we don't flee. I can't fathom leaving my home abandoned, but I will do so if it means safety for my family. Thank you, stranger. We shall make for colliding at once. Right. Now that's the first one of those. We might as well also keep this wolf from killing his family as they evacuate. The question is, can they safely get to Cliving? Well, that's of course a good question on there. Now let's head on up there. I believe the bounds are going to be this way. It's just that that croft was just so close that I went slightly off course in order to do that. Let's not go running too fast. We don't want to fly by everything. Actually, there might be... Is this flag the first flag from the bounds? It might be. Well, perhaps not. A little bit further. But I think that there is a crofter here that hasn't yet fled. So let's speak with them. Actually, let's see. Yeah. Oh, no, don't go after her. There you go. See what I mean? Took me half the time to kill it when I was on foot. Hi there. Oh, everyone's been asked to evacuate?
Will you aid the horse lords?
The orcs have spread across the fields, have made it far too dangerous to remain. I will heed your warning and leave these lands behind. Yet I hope someday to return. We all hope someday to return to our normal lives. I'm sure there is no one who would disagree with that. Ah, I think I found the real flag. That's it. This looks like the one I need. Right now I need to turn south. There seem to be some orcs here. Well, I think he said something about deal with... he did say deal with mounted enemies in the area, but I think some of these unmounted enemies would need to be dealt with also, because we certainly don't want them going around creating all sorts of troubles for the good people of Cliving. Now let me also check my notes here. Are there any other crofters nearby? Ah, here's one that I missed when I went down the road.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Thank you for the warning. It seems to me now that these lands are fit for naught but war. I will make haste to Aedoras in the hopes that Theoden King will still cold against our foes. We could only hope. There you go. That's three of those. Now I better get back to the road and to the bounds. I want to make sure that I don't miss any bit of it, though I'm sure this Urukai will not appreciate the fact that I decided to be so diligent. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Now I can head south and see what's around here. Well, a couple of orcs apparently. Now, this is likely going to just see how long it takes me to kill this thing while mounted. And really, it takes half past forever to do it. This is ridiculous. Oh boy. There's the flag up ahead. Seeing if there's anything else here. Yeah. All right. So I heard the noise of a troll nearby. Maybe it was a trick of the wind or something. But now let's see how fast we can kill this one. And I'm on the ground. Yeah, look at this. Morale just simply melting away. Yes, you have so many advantages when you are. And this is, of course, the time when mounted combat was first created. See, it's not like you could say that mounted combat became less useful over time or anything like that. Because, well, this is pretty much almost a quest that was invented for it. Wow, I was actually able to use that? I didn't think that critical strike was usable unless they were actually stunned by it, but I guess the fact that a mounted foe can't be completely knocked down for it, that they do have a lesser effect, that lesser effect is there, allows me to still use the critical strike. That's useful to know when I do my future attacks against mounted foes. Now, maybe I better mount up. This looks like it's going to be a little bit of a trek. But as I said, now this is the type of quest that mounted combat was invented for in the first place. And yeah, even here, it's only when you have a quest that explicitly needs mobility. So it's more of a defensive measure than an offensive one, at least I find. Aha! Here is the third marker. So the last marker is to the north of this one. Right, that will be this way. More like west northwest than north, but all right, I guess I will take that. Close enough, I guess, to north. And we've got company here. You're not going to survive that. The thriving horde. Many of the orcs that marched with the main horde are moving across Rohan have fallen behind to continue occupying the terrorizing the people of the Norcrofts and the spread of the influence of White Hand. In defeating these riders will help reduce the stranglehold on the territory. Defeat mounted orcs in the western farms. Oh goody. Well, I'll just do this over time as I'm doing other quests. And try not to have to fight two of these at the same time. And I can see what this unpleasant host is in a moment. Whew. An unpleasant host. Defeat the White Hand pillagers at each farmstead. Find pillagers. Oh, well, that will definitely be an annoyance to fight from horseback. Yeah. And on the ground at least, not a mounted foe, which makes the whole thing a whole lot easier. That's all I gotta say about that. Hmm. I need to clear out this area before I'm going to head over to that last marker because these guys are certainly in the way. Oh, there's the last marker right there. Look at this. There's an entire horde right at the marker. There is the final marker right there. Well, I'm not quite mounted at the moment because I dismounted in order to take care of some of these other foes. So perhaps I didn't quite ride all of the bounds, but sorry, it's a lot easier to fight. I'm a warden, and I like fighting on foot. Too bad if you disagree. Someone from the Western Guard is most likely in charge of what's happening down there. Hello there, I took care of some mounted orcs out there.
What brings you to these lands?
Knowing that the invaders have fallen to your prowess fills me with a sense of satisfaction. Each orc slain in the fields delays the chance of their forces amassing to attack the city. Keep vigilant, brave warden. All right. At least he's appreciative of that, and I also took care of some pillagers.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
These pillagers are a grim indication of what the orcs intend to accomplish. They have defiled the deserted homes of the crofters. It is a fine deed that you have done in removing their presence. You're welcome. So with that done, I think I need to head back to Kuthred and tell him that I've finished writing the bounds and took care of a few orcs in the process. Oh yes, I almost forgot about my prime mission. Warning the crofters. Whew. Hello there. I've been asked to tell everyone to evacuate.
Our mission is dire.
I shall miss my home dearly, but I will not disobey a command from our noble Reeve. Athelward is a wise ruler, and if he requires us to take shelter within the city, then that is of course the action that I will take. Pardon me, for I must begin preparations to set forth. No problem whatsoever. And that means there's just one more to warn. I hope this guy is telling the children about the need to get ready for an evacuation. Hello there.
What brings you to these lands?
I cannot understand why Athward refuses to send his riders to help defend our homes, but he has always done what is best for his people, and I'll adhere to his decree for evacuation. Blessings to you, messenger. You're welcome. Now, with all the crofters warned, it is finally time for me to return to Cuthard. Or perhaps it's Cuthred.
You have ridden the bounds? What did you encounter?
Oh, I encountered orcs on foot, I encountered orcs on wargs, I encountered a few crofters, things like that. Alright, my men ride the circuit many times a day, ensuring that the safety of the city. Usually it's quiet, but occasionally orcs or other foes stray within the line and must be fought or driven away, which is what I did there. Alright, good to see.
For
Here.
Rohan to be safe and well guarded, the Norcrofts must be as well.
I have told the Reeve that you wanted to speak with you. I was told that the Reeve wanted to speak with you as soon as you departed Cliving. Thank you again for your help, and I hope that the Reeve rewards you in suitable fashion for the aid that you've graciously given. For Rohan to be safe and well guarded, the Norcrofts must be as well. I appreciate your help in that regard, and I know the Reeve will as well. So I'll speak with Athelward. I need to speak with Athelward concerning the evacuation. I need to speak with them concerning what I just did there, and I believe a certain writers of four. Let's see. Yeah, and of course there are the writers for, and I need to speak to Athward for that. So I will speak to him first on the evacuation. Then I guess about the balance, and then finally for his favor from the Writers 4. And it appears that Horn, Nona, and Kurodun have all arrived here. Hello there, sir. I have talked to those crofters.
You have done well.
Thank you for providing warning to my people. Too many have fallen already, and it shames me greatly. With the crofter safely within the walls, I shall do all in my power to keep Cliving safe. All right, good. And I also managed to deal with some other problems.
I am inspired by your companion's example.
I have been speaking with your companions while you aided my captain of the guard, Pineleaf. I am inspired by your example. A man of Rohan, a girl of Dunland, and even an elf. How is it that folk of such different backgrounds can work together? It pains me to see you leave. Can you not stay to help in the maintenance of Cliving? I could use each of your talents to better the state of my people. Discuss among yourselves if you must, but I do not say leave quickly. A strong Cliveling makes for a strong Rohan, and these are troublesome times. These are troublesome times. Well, sir, there is another matter.
You have done well.
Greetings. Have you found your stay in Cliving a pleasant one? Or at least eventful? Oh, it was most definitely eventful. Yes, I know the writers of whom you speak. They are retainers of Lord Aomer, right? Had I known that sooner, I would have greeted them with a warmer welcome. Let a feast be prepared, and let them come to my hall. I will give them a welcome they will not soon forget. A feast. I will speak to them right away. I'll get to you three later. I have spoken with the Reeve, and he said that he is willing to welcome you and give you a great feast. But that does sound rather strange.
Thank you for your help.
A moment, Pineleaf. I must apologize for my abruptness to you in Harwick. I told you of my shame, but I did not speak of my pride. When I first came to Aldburg, I fell in love with Fleda, a niece of Ugartord. We were soon married, and she bore me two daughters, Leoflad and Runith. They have both grown into beautiful women, and they are my joy. Though Garthorn and the warriors of Aldburg forsook me, Fleda remained faithful. She is why I remain in Eomer's service. Alas, though Fleda and Leoflad remain faithful to me, young Virnith is shamed by my dishonor. It is for her that I seek redemption. My pardon for the interruption, but I thought it important that I share this with you. Hmm. Well, I spoke with Athelward.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
In truth, Pineleaf, I'm troubled. You have said naught to discourage me from this trouble, but I find Athelward's response queer in these dark times. Does he truly seek to host a feast for a few ragged riders? Nay, this is troubling indeed. I must consider our best options. Hmm.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
I cannot say why I am discomfited by the Reeve's demeanor, but his apparent lack of regard for impending invasion by the Kundalar disturbs me. I think it best that we forego Athelward's gracious invitation. I think it best that my companions and I leave as quickly as possible, tonight preferably, and as secretly as possible. Will you aid us? I suppose so. Is this a good choice or not? Perhaps you'll find that out in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.